Howdy howdy, welcome back to the Crafty Grinding channel, and today it's Thursday, which means it's time for another Round 1 Arena Cutoff for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we have the new Venom and Human Torch arenas, with Venom being the feature champ and Human Torch as the 4-star basic champ. So the first thing I always like to do is kind of bucket these arenas to compare it to past arenas, and that allow me then to look at those past arena results to get an idea of what might happen this time around. And with the feature arenas, really there's two types, new and old, and obviously Venom's been in the game for some time, meaning he's an old champ, so definitely fits in that old bucket. And then with the 4-star basic arena, really there's three types: low, medium, and high interest. And I think Human Torch is going to fall in that medium interest. And how I kind of categorize medium interest is I think the cutoff's going to be somewhere between 2 to 3 million. And the reason why I think that is, let's take a look at some of those past 4-star basic arena results, and you can see kind of why I think that Human Torch is going to fall somewhere around these numbers, because we had Havoc come in at 2.84, we had Mr. Sinister at 2.42, we had Captain Marvel come in recently at 2.93, and most recently we had Nick Fury come in 2.7. So this is kind of why I categorize Human Torch as medium, because I think he's going to fall somewhere around these, especially kind of, you know, more towards that higher end with Captain Marvel, Havoc, and Nick Fury. And then with the old 3-star feature arena, these numbers are quite old to be clear, but there's not a news source of this information. But from what I hear from the anecdotal information I get from the folks in the community from time to time, it feels like these numbers haven't changed much. Basically, you go to that last milestone of 450,000, and then you go a little bit above, and then you're going to get the jam. Then with the 4-star feature arena for old champs, this is where you get a little bit of variance, but not a ton. As you can see here, it's pretty much between 5.5 to 6 million. We've seen that most recently with those high-end old champs. So these are champs that have been in the game for some time, but they still have plenty of value in the game. Captain America Infinity War, I mean, the list goes on. You can see them here. All of these champs, sure, they've been in the game for a while. Sure, you've had a chance to get them out of the basic crystal for a while, but if you're new to the game, progressing, or just never got lucky enough to get them, now that these basic crystals have over 100 champs, this is your chance to get that 4-star feature version of them for a pretty easy grind number. Well, not pretty easy, but for a lower number for sure. Then with the 5-star feature for old champs of the same type, you're looking at a little bit more range, but again, not significant amount here. And most of them, even though we did have Iron Man Infinity War come at 31, most of them are somewhere between 35 and 40 million. As you see with Iceman most recently at 38.1, and which to me I found a bit interesting, because out of all of the champs I see here, I'd rather have Medusa and Captain America Infinity War before Iceman. But to be clear, Iceman definitely is one of those top tier champs, just in my opinion, not as much as Medusa and Captain America, which goes to show you, you know, there always can be a little variance, or always can be a little unexpected kind of results, and just kind of keep that in mind always when trying to plan out your grind strategy, because even though, you know, these numbers clearly show it's going to be somewhere between, or not clearly, but likely show, you know, likely, not guaranteed, nothing's guaranteed, as past results don't guarantee future results, but, you know, somewhere between that 35 to 40, the unexpected could always happen. So, keeping that in mind and keeping these past results in mind, here are my thoughts for round 1 cutoffs for the Venom and Human Torch arenas for the veterans bracket, meaning your account's older than 60 days. I think we're looking at 35 million for the 5-star feature. I think we're looking at 6 million for the 4-star feature Venom. I think we're looking at 2.8 million for the 4-star basic Human Torch, and 650,000 for the 3-star version of Venom. Now, you know, with my cutoff predictions, I always say I try to get within 5 to 10%. So given that, I always like to give a grind target to give yourself even a little bit more cushion if you really got to have a champ. I'd go to 39, maybe even 40 million for that 5-star feature Venom. I go to 7 million if you want that 4-star feature Venom. 3.2, I was going to say 3.1, but 3.2 even for that little extra cushion for that 4-star feature Human Torch, or sorry, not feature, but basic. And lastly, 700 to 750,000 for that 3-star feature Venom. Now, when it comes to the earlier brackets, intermediate and beginner, and these are like and if you're new to the game, basically when you first come into the game for the arenas, you get put into a beginner's bracket when your count is from 1 to 30 days old, and it's days since it's been open, not days played. So if you open the account and come back to it a year later, guess what? You're in veterans. But anyway, 1 to 30 days you're in the beginner's bracket, and 31 to 60 days you're in the intermediate bracket. For the beginner bracket, and actually for the intermediate as well, there's nowhere across the community that anybody is gathering self-reported scores. And to be clear, all those past results that I gave to you are self-reported. It's not like Kabam is actually releasing these numbers, so nobody truly knows the actuals, but most of the time now, most folks are sharing the results, and you usually get those people that are at the actual cutoff, so you have a really good sense of what they are. But anyway, that's not the case for the intermediate and beginner, so these are definitely kind of like guesstimates more than kind of based off of any past results, so keep that in mind. But with the 3-star feature for the beginners, you're looking around 245,000. For the 4-star basic, anywhere from 600 to 800. I'm hearing these numbers lower and lower for the 4-star basic and the beginner, even around 600, but 800, and at the worst case scenarios, I always say you still got the milestone rewards to help you for a progressing roster. With a 4-star feature, looking at 1.1 million. Now jumping down the intermediate bracket, 3-star feature is 550,000, 4-star basic 1.2 million, and lastly the 4-star feature at 1.3 million. Sometime asked, hey, what about the 5-star feature arena? And there's no difference for that arena, regardless of how new account you have. Everybody's in the same pool for that one, so that's why you don't see the 5-star feature here. And sometimes I get asked that question, just so you know, 5-star feature, everybody's in the same pool. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 of the Venom and Human Torch arenas. Would love to hear your opinion. Throw it on down in the comment section, and we can discuss it there. If you have any questions, throw them down there as well, and I'll try to get them sooner than later. Other than that, hopefully you find this information helpful. If so, I'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, I'd really appreciate if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.